Web hosting and servers. When it comes to site speed, your web host and server location are super important. We worked with a client a couple of years ago who was using a poor hosting company, and on average, their site was taking 12 seconds to load, which is insane. No one wants to wait 12 seconds for a site to load. We carried out a comprehensive SEO campaign and managed to get the site on page 1 within 12 months. However, as soon as they got there and they started to generate some clicks to the site, within a couple of weeks' time, Google pushed them back down to page 7. The reason why is because the bounce rate was through the roof. Bounce rate meaning the amount of people who click the site and then hit the back button on the browser to go back to the search results. Google must have thought the site was poor, as people always ended up going back to the search results to find another website. When in reality, users never even saw the website. They all just got too impatient to wait for the site to load, and as a result went back to Google to find another website. This is why it's super important to make sure you're using the right hosting solution. Otherwise, all that hard work you've put in to get to page 1 will go to waste as soon as you get there. You'll be pleased to know we've relayed this information back to the client. They changed the host and the load time went down to 1.9 seconds, and even to this date, they still remain on page 1. When it comes to picking a hosting solution for your website, I'm going to show you the 3 companies that I recommend. The first company is called Cloudways, and this is actually the company we use to host our agency site, ClickSlice. And as you can see from our website, it is super fast. I click blog, the blog loads straight away. I click an article, it loads straight away. Again, super fast. If you do want to see how fast our site is, just go over to Google, search for ClickSlice, and then play around on our site. That will give you a good feeling just to show you how fast our website actually is. So Cloudways, they give you a free SSL certificate as well, which is really good. They also give you a free migration. So if you're currently using a different hosting solution, Cloudways will actually move your site over to Cloudways for you for free, and you don't have to do anything. So it's a really good option, as it makes the whole process for you a little bit easier. So the prices start from $10 per month, and that would be the most basic server. To be fair, this is more than enough. This is actually the package we have for ClickSlice, and like I said, you can see how fast our site is. Everything loads super fast. So, and for us, that is more than fine. You can obviously upgrade and go for like an Amazon server or a Google Cloud server, for example, but they are a little bit more expensive. So it all comes down to your budget. The second hosting company I recommend is one called SiteGround. You might have seen them before. They actually have a solution just for WordPress websites. They do have 3 options in total: the Startup, the Grow Big, and the Go Geek. I actually recommend you go for the middle one, which is actually the best seller. The reason why I recommend you go for the Grow Big and not the Startup is because it has what we call dynamic caching. So caching is super important, and I'm actually going to go through that in a bit more depth in the next video. But essentially, when you have caching on your website, it allows your website to load even faster. So if you go for SiteGround, this is what I recommend, this package right here, under the WordPress hosting URL. So it's a little bit cheaper than Cloudways. And lastly, the third company I recommend is a company called SeekerHost. The main reason I recommend this website is because, one, it's super cheap. It starts from $2.50 per month, so less than $3, and you also get the SSL certificate as well. And on top of that, the person who actually owns this hosting company is actually a former SEO himself, so which means he already understands the importance of site speed and things like that, which in theory means he should have a good understanding of things like site speed and stuff like that, which should make our process a little bit easier. So these are the 3 companies I recommend: SeekerHost, SiteGround, and Cloudways.